Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep final mix playthrough. Now, before we actually begin our next world, we are actually going to do a board on the command board, because we've unlocked a new board, and so we are going to experience it. And it's an interesting one. So it's the Royal board, and our only opponent is actually Cinderella. You'll realise that as you go up the difficulty level of the boards, the GP goal pretty much consistently rises as you go. So you are going to spend longer in these boards as you go, but then equally you are more likely to get better moves and also level up your moves a lot quicker. So it's that whole thing of the longer you spend in these areas, the more you're going to get out of them effectively. And it's just one of those things, really. Like, it's bizarre, because before I played Birth by Sleep, I'd never actually had any experience of Fortune Street style gameplay, and in fact I didn't even know that this was actually Fortune Street style gameplay until I watched, I think it was the Runaway guys playing the Mario and is it Dragon's Quest? I'm gonna have to double check that. Oh no, it is just called Fortune Street. Or Boom Street in Europe and Australia, because apparently that is a thing that is a thing. And how... This is sort of blowing my mind a little bit. So, the Fortune Street game series began in Dragon Warrior 3 as a minigame, and proved to be so popular that it actually became an individual game. Which is kind of... That's nuts. And then I think the main thing that most people recognise it from, well, maybe, but its name for quite a while was Itadaki Street. Which I think I actually remember because I believe that in at least one of the variations, they included versions of Final Fantasy characters, which is pretty awesome. But then obviously it ended up crossing over with Mario characters as well in 2011-2012, which is sort of fascinating to me, although I think when it was released on smartphones without any of those, so you just had those characters, but that's just sort of fascinating. Actually, the first American localization was just called Fortune Street, so that's why that's what we know it as. And I think, yeah, the Wii Fortune Street was the first one that we ever got in the West. This is blowing my mind. Like, actually properly blowing my mind. So I'll explain why I'd never really had any idea as to what the hell this type of gameplay style was until it actually... Well, until, you know, I played it, and years later I found out Fortune Street was a thing. Because before that, basically, the way I saw this was effectively Monopoly. Which is why, when I first introduced you to it, I sort of came up with Monopoly, because that is my kind of primary going round a board and purchasing spots on said board for fake money, and basically trying to win, and also you can level up your places and stuff. And do I be that mean? Do I be that mean? Probably not, because I may screw up, so I kind of do need my dough. It's one of those things where you do have to get quite tactical.
How nice.
With how you level things up and where you spend your money. Because leveling up your commands, I think, does help them to level up faster in the grand scheme of things, but also means that you're more likely to stand a chance at winning, because if your opponent lands on it, then hefty sums of money for you.
Oh.
And am I the only one who is sort of sitting here and Dibbity Bobbity Boo is just earworming its way into my very skull until I'm just not going to be able to resist it anymore. Like, it's gonna seriously do me in, I feel. Oh, salakadoo, lemon chickaroo, la bibbity bobbity boo! It'll do magic, believe it or not. Bibbity bobbity, bibbity bobbity, bibbity bobbity boo. Lemon chickaroo, la bibbity bobbity boo! Put it together and what have you got? Bibbity bobbity boo. Now Salak, oh no. The bibbity bobbity boo! It'll do magic, believe it or not. Bibbity bobbity boo. Now salakadoola means a minchikaboolaroo, but the thingamabob that does the job is bibbity bobbity boo! Salakadoola minchikaroola bibbity bobbity boo! It'll do magic, believe it or not. Bibbity bobbity bibbity bobbity bibbity bobbity boo!
Right.
Okay, that's probably enough bibbity bobbity booing for now. I mean, half the time I do just sort of make up the words that I'm going with. And mostly correct, it's just the order is always wrong. Like, seriously always wrong. But hey, now I will say the sparkly purple blocks are always really helpful in these boards, because what ends up happening is that they have special powers. So, for example, in the royal board, it's Bibbity Bobbity Boo, which gives you GP based on your roll. You can also, in different boards, get different things. So there's like Keyblade Glider, which allows you to move to any spot on the board, which is very helpful. You have ones in later ones that allow you to move opponents. There's ones that give you GP based on how many panels you've got. And also there's some that are just actually quite cruel.
No.
Because they will be very, very negative for you in the grand scheme of things. You will see that occur a couple of times as we go, but it's all good because really Cinderella is not proving to be that much of a threat.
How nice.
These boards are definitely more interesting when you've got multiple characters on them, because then there's a bit more going on. It doesn't mean that you have to wait longer in order to have your turn, but you're not just effectively completely trashing someone, because, I mean, like, seriously? Look at how many panels I've got. Oh, actually, no, Cinderella's got more than me. But because I'm booking it round the board faster than she is, that is what is effectively gonna score me the win in the end. Because she just doesn't use her extra powers. Using your hand and your deck of cards, while on bigger boards it can slightly screw you over, because you end up in a situation where you just have too many, well, you have too few elements to get through, and I'll take the L. I'm pretty high up in terms of the amount of GP I have, so as long as I can make it back to start before she gets there, Well, I suppose Cinderella's got to hit start and then get round herself. But yeah, just to doubly make sure that we make it, I'm just going to really cheekily triple dice it. What tends to happen is I get to the end of these boards and I'm just like, you know what, I'm just going to run to the end. I don't care. I could stall a little bit to try and get more stuff, but no.
Easy.
Just take my brand new moves, level up what we've already got, and then it is just going to be time to probably meld a little bit, see what we've got to play with. I'm interested by a fire strike, so let's go with that. And I'm quite happy with the combo plus. That's the sort of stuff that really can help, because getting those extra combos in can be a right beauty. And I would do this, but I kind of want to keep my cure. Oh, am I actually going to do this? Oh, it's got me cure. Okay, it worked out in the end, otherwise I would have had to go buy another bloody cure, and that would not have been fun. Sometimes you get a little bit risky doing these things, and then you immediately regret it. There's a few instances of what I've done, because I've recorded most of Ven's story at this point, and yeah, let's just say I made a few rather stupid combinations of commands, and ended up with things that I didn't want. But hey, it is time to head into the Dwarf Woodlands. And here we have the Evil Queen. Also voiced by Suzanne Blakeslee, because she just has to voice everyone in this game, clearly.
I summon thee. Speak. Show me thy face.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
Famed is thy beauty, majesty, but hold, a lovely maid I see. Alas, she is more fair than thee.
Alas for her. Reveal her name.
Lips red as the rose, hair black as ebony, skin white as snow.
Snow White.
A mirror that knows and sees everything. How about that?
The heart of Snow White doth shine bright. Beware, my queen, a heart of light.
Another one? Wait. What if Master Xehanort is here?
Who goes there?
My name is... I'm looking for a man named Xehanort. Master Xehanort. I thought maybe you might have seen him.
That name is of no consequence to me. Wait. Ah, yes. I have a task for you. If you succeed, I will ask the mirror where you might find this Master Xehanort.
And the mirror will know?
Do you dare to question me?
What is the task?
There is a young maid who resides in this castle. Her name is Snow White. Kill her. And to make sure you do not fail, bring back her heart in this.
Her heart? I don't understand. You're after the Hearts of Light too?
What I demand is her life. I've had more than enough of her light.
What did this maiden do to you?
That is no concern of yours. Now, heed my words. My radiance is all the light this kingdom needs.
Where can I find her?
Outside the castle, there is a glade of wildflowers. You are dismissed. Go now and seek her there.
A heart of light. This Snow White is my best chance right now. Maybe she will lead me closer to Master Xehanort. But what if I... No, I won't let that happen.
So, Terra is once again falling in with the wrong crowd. With the evil queen of Snow White, and she's quite clearly evil, I mean purple. Any Disney film, the colours purple and lime green immediately signify this person is evil. I mean also, if anybody calls you a fool in a Disney film, also a good indicator that they are evil. Because they just really like to call people fools. I mean, it's almost like they what inspired Franziska van Karma in the Phoenix Wright series with her foolishly foolish fools. It works out quite nicely. But yeah, it's just like, Terra, why would you be so stupid as to be like, oh, this clearly evil lady wants me to go take the heart of a young girl who is fairer than her? I mean, I know obviously he's not going, yeah, great, I'll go do just that. That's a great idea. He's not doing that. He's just going, I'll take your box. I don't know what you want me to do with it. I'll go see if I can find this Snow White. I'm not going to kill her though, because that would be stupid. But there's a... and... oh god, it's bloody hell, falling off. To be fair, it works out in my favour because there is a chest down here that I kind of needed to pick up. And also I needed to get on top of that middle platform, so... it works in the long run. It just is going to take me a little bit longer to get out of here than it would otherwise do. Yeah, you do need a fire command of some description if you want to get through this area. So, and it's kind of annoying because the game doesn't necessarily indicate that that is the case. So you just have to effectively guess. But I suppose maybe something would indicate that you should try it out at least. And yay, we've unlocked a new finish command. They're always quite fun and exciting because you get new finish commands by effectively levelling up certain things or doing certain things a certain number of times. In pretty much every instance, getting Gold Rush is your easiest one to get because it's just collect a whole bunch of money. And what it does is when it kills an Unversed, it gives you even more money. The only annoying thing is that in order to get higher level finish commands, you need to be on the right path. So once you've moved to Gold Rush, because from your first path you've got a choice of 3 that you can end up going to. If you go down the Gold Rush path, you're pretty much stuck in that path. You can only get a certain number of finish commands from that. What you pretty much want to do is, as soon as you've unlocked one, if it's not the one that you want, and pretty much every single character has their own special string of finish commands. I'm just going to see if I can find it now, actually. So, that's not as helpful a web page as I would have liked. Because effectively what I wanted out of this was the ability to just have a list as they go in my guide. I should just look up my guide. But you can, you start with everyone with finish, and then you can get things like Heat Slash. Terra's is Rising Rock, which eventually becomes Dark Star, and then eventually reaches sort of a pinnacle moment. Ven's is Air Flare. Aqua's is Magic Pulse. There's other extras like Rama's Judgment, Twisted Hours, Surprise 1, Surprise 2, Heal Strike, and then you've got kind of other extra special ones like Random End, Explosion, Celebration, Ice Burst, and then you've got the three most powerful ones, which are definitely the hardest to get, which are Demolition for Terra, Stratosphere for Ven, and Teleport Spike for Aqua. Now, I am going to try my best to get to those final finish commands where possible, but unfortunately I am perhaps not as good as I would perhaps wish to be at getting some of them, because a lot of them do require very specific things in order to get. It's like getting so much experience, walking so many steps, killing so many enemies, and the requirements do just keep going up. So it's very likely that if you are going to want to get those higher level finish commands, or you are going to want to perhaps experiment a little bit more, you're going to have to do a bit of grinding in terms of what you do. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles in that instance. But it's okay, because we're gonna do good. And let's see, what's that gonna Stun Edge again? I want something a little bit different than a Stun Edge. I feel like I've already got enough of that. But yes, I don't know whether it's the end of this world. I think it is, but it is possible to do what I'm going to do, I believe, a little bit sooner. If you've got like a sliding dash move. Am I going to do it? Or am I just going to get incredibly lost? I mean, anything can happen in my previously recorded footage, I feel like, because obviously I record all this in advance, and then most of the time I'm just like, wait, what did I record again? It's just so easy to get lost. But either way, up ahead here we have the maid with skin as fair as snow, Snow White, voiced here by Carolyn Gardner, who voiced her, I believe, until about 2011.
Oh, hello. Who are you?
Aren't you startled?
Should I be?
It's true then. Her heart is pure light. She's the one.
Is something the matter?
Does the name Xehanort mean anything to you?
Why no. I don't think I've ever heard that name.
Now what? Unversed!
Oh!
Hey, wait! Don't go in there alone! Out of my way!
So, yeah, Snow White ain't the smartest of people. Just like, oh, scary monsters, let me run into this. Oh god, that's a scary forest. Oh, this was a bad idea. But hey, say, of the 3 original Disney princesses, Snow White is probably my least favourite. Part of it, I'm sorry to say, is the voice. There's just something about it that is a little bit grating. I totally understand that in the day and age when it came out, it was sort of very fantastical, and it's a very unique voice, although it does have very much close similarities to the likes of Betty Boop. But it's just... it's a little bit grating. And while it's sort of perhaps maybe a little bit okay, I would prefer it if it weren't the case. And I mean, Snow White's an interesting film, especially considering, obviously, it was the first key... well, it's the first feature-length animated film, and that's
Lost her.
such an accolade to...
She said she doesn't know
or
anything about
such a piece of
Bastion.
history to be part
There's only
of.
just one other option.
That really, for all
mirror.
its flaws in Snow
Back at
White's
the castle.
character and the fact that the film is basically about the dwarves and the evil queen, Snow White's effectively just there and spends a lot of it running about and kind of crying a little bit and cleaning and being, you know, very stereotypical princessy. It is obviously a very important piece of the Disney canon, and as such, obviously it should be respected for that. And let's see, what sticker was that? Oh, was it just a balloon? Yeah, I'll take a little balloon. Oh, we've got another little balloon. And we've got a fallen traffic cone. I'll take that as well. That's been quite a nice little popping down, and we only have 1 chest left, and we know exactly where it is. Our run through the Dwarf Floodlands with Terra is really quite short. Like, really quite short. Because all you need to do is run to that glade and then run back again, and that's basically your entire trip done. And yeah, the air slide is a godsend, because what it allows you to do is cover gaps that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise, and that's how you get to this platform here, which has got a pretty amazing move, Fission Faraga, which is super powerful and definitely one of the best Faraga moves in the game, so I will happily take that. And also we're going to go right back down to regular finish, because that's the path I want to go down. As soon as, you know, I realise how I do that. And oh, bloody hell, I didn't realise I had all these blooming shot locks. So we're going to shift to Ragnarok. What I'm going to keep doing throughout the game is I am going to keep shifting up my shot locks so that I am levelling them all up equally by, you know, levelling them all up completely once and then moving on to the next one. But part of that is just to give a bit of variety to the whole experience, really. About it, in the grand scheme of things. And while I am not using D-Links enough with Terra, it's definitely something that I will be fixing come the time I am playing with the Ventus and Aqua. It's just one of those things where I thought I could, and I couldn't really. And then I'm looking at that and thinking, oh, I can get that. No, I can't. I'm gonna try it. I really can't. I need some abilities that I'm gonna get later on in the game. I believe it's Sonic Impact. And effectively what that allows you to do is it allows you to do another slide in midair. And that's really the bit that is gonna help cover that distance, because as it stands, one, I can't get high enough, but also my air slide is just not gonna cut it. Definitely not for that. But it isn't going to stop me from trying, because I just thought, well, you know, that was just a stupid me falling down situation. It wasn't actually an attempt. But then I did that and I was like, yeah, no, I do not stand a chance at getting that. So I'm just going to slowly but surely make my way back to the evil queen to, you know, just say, yeah, we met Snow White. Seemed like a pretty lovely girl. Definitely didn't bring back her heart, because, you know, I'm not a heartless bastard, that sort of thing, you know? I'm not sure Terra's exactly going to pull it off successfully, or in a relatively heroic manner, but hey, you can at least give it a go. And I would stick around and maybe level up a bit more, but really, we should be okay for the fight we're all going up against, because it's not that difficult.
How dare you return here, you blundering fool?
What are you talking about?
I ordered you to bring me Snow White's heart.
A request I chose to ignore. You know, you claim to be radiant, but all I see are shadows of jealousy hanging thick on your heart.
You will pay for such insolence. Magic mirror on the wall, consume this fool once and for all!
Alas, my liege, that I cannot do. I have no power save answers true.
Huh? You dare defy your queen?
What?
And with that potion we are immediately thrust into a fight against the spirit of the magic mirror, which I have to say is a really cool fight. I am a massive fan of getting to beat up the magic mirror. It's one of the things that I really do wish that the Kingdom Hearts franchise did more of, and that's having fights against characters from the Disney universes. Because that's always when it gets to be the most exciting, because there's, at least there feels like there's more stakes in terms of the actual battle. And yeah, the magic mirror's not really putting up that much of a fight. Relatively powerful, admittedly, but still, and I think I just missed my chance to break out of this, because yeah, this corridor does just loop until you attack the right one, and it's always the one that's smiling, just doesn't have his mouth open. But yeah, he died pretty quickly, so thank you, Magic Mirror. I know you didn't really necessarily want to fight, but you helped me out good and proper there by dying quickly. Thank you.
How did you escape?
Now you will ask the mirror. Where can I find Master Xehanort?
Magic Mirror, instruct this knave. Give him the answers he doth crave.
Beyond both light and dark he dwells, where war was waged upon the fells.
Is that all? Thanks. You've been a big help.
Speaking riddles, so I do. Really, you just don't have a clue.
Master Ericus said he first received word of these events from Master Yen Sid. Maybe it's time I went and spoke with him myself.
So, off we go to speak with Yen Sid himself, but first, we have a little mysterious conversation taking place. Very interesting indeed.